G'day guys, and welcome to the Centre Bounce, where today we'll be talking about Joel Hamling moving across from the Fremantle Dockers to the Sydney Swans. This is the Watchlist. Joel Hamling is a 30-year-old key defender, lockdown key defender, I will have you know, with a height of 194 centimetres and has only played 91 games for his career. For someone who's 30-year-old to have only played 91 games would either fall into one of three camps. Either he's really bad, he's really tall, or he's really unlucky. Now I'll tell you that he's not bad, he's not super tall, but he's definitely unlucky. He's unlucky because he's had a very injury-riddled career, especially 2020, 2021, and 2022, which were particularly injury interrupted. He's only managed to play 4 AFL games and 17 WAFL games in 2023, so his return to senior football was very much long awaited. However, he did play a significant role in Peel Thunder's WAFL Grand Final appearance this year, so whilst he clearly didn't play as much senior footy as he would have liked, he certainly was able to be a massive help to the development of the WAFL players and made it all the way to the Grand Final. If he can continue to string these games together, I can see why the Sydney Swans were really bullish about bringing him across from the Fremantle Dockers. Another reason why they'd be super bullish about getting him across is because the guy is a defensive specialist. You look at these stats and you realise, wow, these are the metrics that you want a key defender to be ticking off on. He's above average in his career in intercept possessions, intercept marks, and spoils. And this is a stat that I absolutely love. If you're a key defender, you have to be able to actually man up and beat your opponent 1v1. Joel Hamling does that. He is elite in 1v1 situations. He averages just shy of 4 wins every game. This guy was meant to come across to the Sydney Swans. We're not going to talk about their team statistics as much as the other teams because we've sort of gone over them in the James Jordan video. So if you haven't watched that one, go on over there and give that one a watch. The key metric that we want to talk about in relation to the Sydney Swans is its defensive rating of 8, which goes to show that there's certainly room to grow, but also in the fact that they were equal last for defensive one-on-one wins. The area of the ground and the area of the game in which Joel Hamling shines. It is a match made in heaven, and I am not surprised that the Sydney Swans were able to pick this guy out despite having played so little football in his career, especially in the last 3 years. As mentioned as well in the James Jordan video, the Sydney Swans love to kick the ball. They kick it 60% of the time. However, they only go at 65% efficiency, which is equal 14th in the league. Joel Hamling, on the other hand, though, is consistently kicking at over 80% efficiency year upon year. So it makes sense for them to add another good kick coming out of their backline. Paddy McCartan, of course, one of the feel-good stories of the AFL, very quickly turned into one of those sad stories, because despite his incredible return to senior football and living out his dream, he has, unfortunately, realised that the game is not quite so forgiving, and he's had one too many concussions. Paddy McCartan's spot in the list and in that team was definitely felt. And even though they added the likes of Aaron Francis across to the side, he hasn't quite been at Paddy McCartan's level. Maybe in time, as he gets more used to playing in that team and just having a continuation of that role in halfback, he might improve. But he is more of an intercept type defender, a lot like these other players that they've got in their team. Nick Blake is 195 centimetres. He's actually 1 centimetre taller than Hamling. But you look at the way the Lizard plays, he's called the Lizard for a reason. It's not for his high marking or for his spoils. It's for his run and gun off halfback. Lewis Melican also at 194 centimetres, Tom McCartan at 193, Aaron Francis at 193. They don't have anyone big that can genuinely win in a one-on-one situation against a number one key forward. Now I know that we've mentioned the 194 centimetre Joel Hamling, however his stats have shown that he uses his traits to the maximum, able to man up on the key forwards and win. He is elite in 1v1 situations. Dane Rampy, Ollie Florent, Braden Campbell and Jake Lloyd all are in the 180 centimetre mark. And that's another reason why the Sydney Swans went so hard trying to lure big Ben Mackay across to their side. Alas, Ben Mackay wants to go to a great team in Essendon. So, our prediction. Joel Hamling managed to play out the end of the 2023 season, going all the way to the grand final in the Waffle. If that has shown that he has left his injury-riddled history behind, one can take solace and even some optimism that he can start the year and start the pre-season fully running. If he can stay fit, he will slot in seamlessly into Paddy McCartan's spot in the backline, and he will take on the number one key forwards. This will allow the other defenders, the ones that are more offensive and aggressive in nature, to focus on working together with him, receiving the ground balls that he would bring to ground, and then enable them to run and gun off halfback, because that is when the Sydney Swans are at their best. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our third episode of the Watchlist featuring Joel Hamling. If you liked what you've seen here today, please drop us a like, and if you're new, a subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated. And remember guys, here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work so that you don't have to. See you all in the next one.